Right, another part of Test Drive 5 coming at you. This is Kyle O slash IMAX Nation Plays here, and we're gonna do the courses that I did poorly on in the other parts. So let's do Courmayeur first, because that was the one I failed on the last part. And let's pick a super fast car so I don't spend 20 minutes of a video trying to win this snowy course. I turned off the music this time, not because of copyright or anything, but because it's pretty much the same stuff you've heard in the other parts or on any other upload of Test Drive 5 that's floating around on YouTube. Oh, nice, I got blue with white stripes. My favorite. Alright, let's not let the snowy physics get to us here. Alright, here we go. Look at that, I'm already controlling like soap here. How far is my... not too far behind. So I actually recorded 2 parts, but I've opted not to upload them because when I did the commentary for them, I sounded so dry and I sounded so tired. I mean, that's me half of the time anyways, but... No, I sounded particularly tired in these commentaries, and, you know, what's going on in the world right now can really bog you down. But I'm not as bogged down today. Well, I kind of am, but I'm not showing it as much as I was in the recordings. I've actually been spending most of my time playing Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, which I pre-ordered, actually, and came to my house on release day. Very rarely do I ever pre-order a game, but I made an exception for Crash 4, and I've beaten the main story, and so far I really, really like it. I think it's a worthy follow-up to the original Crash trilogy. This is secretly going to be a review of Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, because what else is there to talk about with this game? Just racing, racing, racing. Cars, 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 international locations, cars, cars, cars. And a track that I had... Oh, I was in second place this whole time? Okay, watch it, watch it. Yeah, that one hairpin turn can really mess you up. Who's in first? Is that the Aston Martin? So yeah, to get into specifics, there's a lot of stuff I love about Crash 4, but there's also a lot of stuff about it that I really don't like. I think the game tries to harken back to the difficulty level of Crash Bandicoot 1, which, I mean, I like that the game assumes that its players are people like me who grew up with Crash Bandicoot and who have been playing Crash Bandicoot games for over 20 years. My exposure to Crash Bandicoot was at a relative's house right around the time the first one came out. They had the original for the PS1, of course, and I watched them play, and sometimes I'd pick it up and play it. But I never owned Crash Bandicoot. This was before I got a PlayStation in Christmas 1998. And I believe that I got Crash Bandicoot Warped as an Easter gift in early 1999. I don't remember getting it for Christmas in 1998. I remember getting Test Drive 5 for Christmas in 1998, but I don't remember getting Crash Bandicoot Warped for Christmas in 1998. So, it's a game that assumes... Yep, and I just blew it. Oh, no! That's embarrassing. Oh, wait. Are we going to come in the top 3? No, we're not, because I spoke too soon. Like an idiot. Ah, no! Insert expletives here. This game pisses me off. You're doing good, and then it does that to you. I don't like this track. And I was racing as the Viper GDSR, too. Should I just shorten it to 2 laps for time constraints, or am I just being cheap by doing that? Now, screw this. We're going to do that again. Do-over. But yeah, Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, assumes that you're someone like me. Someone who has been playing Crash Bandicoot since at least the mid to late 90s. And it doesn't go easy on you in some aspects, and I like that. I like that the game isn't holding your hand, because I think some games these days are a little too easy, whereas Crash Bandicoot 4, you know, it doesn't take it easy on you, the experienced Crash Bandicoot veteran. But I think it kind of does that to a fault. And I think it mostly boils down to some of the level design in the last half of the game. And I think it also boils down to the objectives. Of course, if you've played Crash Bandicoot long enough, your instinct is to collect all the boxes. This game made... Oh my goodness! So, here's the thing I don't like about the Courmayeur circuit. It's an ice level, and, again, the horrible physics of this game, where a car can just tap you from behind and you go wiping out like they blasted you or something. I'm sorry, but sometimes this game is genuinely not fun to play. I start the commentary over because I felt I sounded so dry and so moody in the recording, and I do it again, and I'm like roaring in frustration. See, I don't want to like record this again and again and again until I get it right. It's just the Courmayeur circuit is just it's just terrible. I think Test Drive 5 made a great mistake in integrating snow levels and like sand levels like Jirash Jordan. It's like this is better suited for a game like Test Drive Off-Road or Test Drive Off-Road 3 or Test Drive Off-Road 2. Why'd I go in that order? I don't know, because I'm frustrated right now, thinking about 3 things right now. See, this is the part that messes me up. And this was the stuff that, like, really... Look at this. Look at this. So, when Test Drive 4 came out in 1997, Accolade, the publishers of this game series, started a brother series, Test Drive Off-Road. Test Drive Off-Road 1 came out the same year as Test Drive 4, and then Test Drive Off-Road 2 came out in 98, right around the same time this game was released. And I have Test Drive Off-Road 2, so I want to do that for the channel. I'm not going to win this, guys. I'm just not going to win it. I might as well stop the recording. Okay, at least I'm going to beat the Corvette who had the guts to cut me off earlier in the race. I'm sorry, the game already has terrible handling to begin with. And then you're probably, the one person who's watching this is probably thinking, well, why are you wasting your time playing this when you could be playing Crash Bandicoot 4? You could be doing a recording for that. It's like you don't want me to do a recording for Crash Bandicoot 4. I mean, the game has a death counter in it, and it's humiliating how many times I've died in the game. Right, we're gonna beat the Aston Martin, so 4th place is not the worst ever. And he tagged me like the last time. I'm sorry, guys. This is 2 fails in a row. This is like baseballs. It can be 3 strikes and I'm out. I'm getting very, very impatient. So I picked one of the fastest cars in the game, and that's the Pitbull Special. Look at this thing. It looks like a Mini Cooper almost, but like modded out the wazoo. It has ridiculous acceleration. It goes 229 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest cars in the game. Although the game erroneously states that it goes 260, it goes 229, which is still pretty damn good. It's just the problem is the handling is very, very wonky. Sometimes it just doesn't like to turn, period. Like, this is one of the most powerful cars in the game, and the charger is on my ass. That shows you just how cheap this AI is. So, over the years of playing this game and revisiting it time and time again, it becomes very obvious to me that you have to pay attention to the stats after you win a race, because you can't pay attention to the individual car's power. That does not apply to the AI opponents. See, I'm ahead because the acceleration on this car is wicked good. I'm trying not to turn as much because that'll just be a problem. See, we've only been here for about a minute and a half. We're already on lap 2. Watch the gondola there. See, that turn, even with this car, always messes me up. I don't like the hairpins in this zone. They did my country dirty. Well, Test Drive 6 redeems everything because the Rome level in Test Drive 6 is a lot of fun. It's nowhere near as torturous as this. But yeah, I think they made a mistake in putting these kinds of levels into the game, because this is not an off-roading game. There shouldn't be a slippery snow level in a game that's all about fast cars. That's like putting, that's like putting watery levels in something like, I don't know, like what's a game series, like Ridge Racer maybe? Like, you just don't do it. I love how that gondola is just in one place. It's actually making me think of the sequel there to Kingsman. They actually filmed, if you've seen Kingsman: The Golden Circle, they actually filmed that scene in the gondola in Courmayeur, Italy. So it's kind of cool. I knew the level from Test Drive 5 growing up, and finally, in some sequel to a movie that I really liked, in this case Kingsman, they had they actually filmed it in Courmayeur, so I got to see, without looking at photos or videos, I got to see Courmayeur in a movie. I've actually never been to Italy, so I'm mostly talking out of my ass here. So, I finally beat Courmayeur, and I had to use pretty much the secret weapon to do so. And I got the record. I beat Dougal. Mary, Charles, and Austin. Alright, so finally beat Courmayeur. Do we do Jerash next? Actually, one level that I haven't done yet is Tokyo. Kind of buried here between Honolulu and... Let's win with the Viper this time. Dodge Viper GDS and GDSR are some of my favorite cars ever, and losing with them breaks my heart. So let's try winning with them. At least Tokyo is not a snow level. If I were to say which Test Drive game is the best of the PlayStation trilogy, I'd say Test Drive 5 by a very, very short, by a hair almost. Because I think Test Drive 6 did a lot of things this game did, but better. But there are elements in Test Drive 5 that I find better than Test Drive 6. I think the weight of the cars feels a little better in this game. I'm putting so much stock in a series of racing games that were considered so-so back in the day. But see, I always liked them because they're very simple arcade racers. You just pick a car, you pick a track, and that's it. There was no career mode in Test Drive 5, just some ridiculous cup races, and that's how you got the great locked cars. Let's see. Tokyo shares the same problem as the Kyoto level from Test Drive 4 and from this game as well. The way the asphalt is colored in these zones, it makes those dark blue cars kind of hard for me, a slightly colorblind person. See these sort of teal, blue, aqua-looking cars? It makes them kind of hard to see, honestly. They kind of blend in, and then I crash into them unknowingly. Alright, so Tokyo is very much the Kyoto level from Test Drive 4, but with some extra sections, some buildings moved around. It's basically the same sort of scheme, design-wise, even though I don't think Kyoto and Tokyo look alike in real life, certainly not back in 1998 from what I know. That's not a lot, admittedly. Oh, see, right there, I didn't even see him coming. Oh, they're the worst. That building right there, I think it says like Tonya on this. I think it says like Tanya on the side of it. That's from the Kyoto level in Test Drive 4. Like I said in earlier parts, all the Test Drive 4 levels in this game are exact recreations of them. Like they just ported them right over. So yeah, I would definitely say Test Drive 5 is my favorite of this trilogy, but by a hair though. Test Drive 6 has problems of its own, but I like the career mode in Test Drive 6. The other thing I really like about Test Drive 6 is the fact that the cars are actually in different tiers. So that way, when you pick a car that goes, say, 150 miles per hour, you're going to be racing with cars that go around that top speed. In this game, all the cars just go 195 miles per hour, despite what the stats say. That's one thing you gotta keep in mind, even if you're a longtime player of Test Drive 5. Even on normal difficulty, you just gotta remember that your competition, the competition does not go... the competition does not have the same stats as the cars themselves. They're super-powered AI cars. They just happen to, come in different varieties. And that's one thing that sort of evaded me as a kid and even as a teen and young adult. I never really realized that until paying attention to the stats after finishing the race. I've never seen a Dodge Viper yellow with black stripes before. Has anyone else? No. I want to win this. I sound like such a brat when I say that. I want to win this. This is the final stretch of Tokyo. Yes! Woohoo! I beat the level. But yeah, I like that Test Drive 6 has the career mode. And Cop Chase is a hell of a lot better in Test Drive 6 than it is in this game. Alright, so we beat Tokyo. Now let's see, what other tracks have we not done yet? And when I say haven't done yet, I mean just the track itself, not the forward or backwards version. Like if I did Burn Switzerland at nighttime, I did Burn Switzerland. I don't need to do it again at daytime. So I failed Jirash multiple times. In the previous recording that I scrapped, I picked the TVR Speed 12. Wait, that's the TVR Cerbera police car. Speed 12. Here we go. And coincidentally, the Cerbera is the loading screen. Alright, so let's see if I have luck again with the Speed 12. And of course, Test Drive 4, I think, is the worst of the PlayStation Test Drive games. Test Drive 4, as I said in another part, like if you've played Test Drive 5, you've played Test Drive 4, but better. And I remember there was an ad for Test Drive 4 on the reverse side of the manual when I got Test Drive 5 for Christmas in 1998. And because it was a test drive game and it was, had the Viper on the cover, much like Test Drive 5, I was like, oh, I want Test Drive 4. And I think I got Test Drive 4 in Christmas 1999, I want to say. And while I played Test Drive 4 quite a bit as a kid, I did not enjoy it anywhere near as much as I enjoyed Test Drive 5. Oh, that section can screw you up so. Yeah, because this is a sand level, and because it's very rocky and bumpy, it's a pain to race on, but I'm going to do it for TVR, because TVR's one of the major sponsors. Yep, see, there we are, TVR. Does TVR even make cars anymore, or did they go defunct? Ugh, hate that part. I don't want to get angry. I want to have fun playing video games during a pandemic. I want that to be my escape. It's not working too well, is it? I just don't like the Jirash circuit in this game. I just don't like it. Between the sand and the dunes and the walls being clunky rocks and not fences. Yeah, this is basically this is basically the Morocco level from Test Drive Off-Road 2, but as a Test Drive 5 course. I'm racing as a TVR Speed 12 that goes 235 plus miles per hour. I should be ahead of the Vet, I should be ahead of the Charger, but no, that's not how the AI in this game works. You could be racing against a Shelby Series 1, and the thing performs like a Nissan R390 GD1. In fact, it does. Alright, we're on the final lap. Don't mess it up. Don't screw it up. Don't screw it up. That old JonTron episode on California Games. Alright, come on. This is the part that often screws me up. Yeah, I was going on a tangent about Crash Bandicoot 4's difficulty before a bunch of shit got in the way. So, yeah, Crash Bandicoot 4, in terms of the difficulty, assumes that you're a pro Crash Bandicoot player. It reminds me of Super Mario Bros. 2 The Lost Levels in that regard, though nowhere near as sadistic. Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels was re-released, I believe, on the Game Boy Color in the late 90s. No! 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 God damn! I could have won! I could have gotten in the... I'm gonna throw my controller. I'm gonna throw my controller! We're gonna do it one more time. We're at 21 minutes. I think my computer can handle 25 minutes. That's what I mean. That's what this game does to you. You're doing okay. One little screw up costs you the race. Like that. Ugh. I don't like getting mad when playing games, guys. I want to be happy and cheery. Alright, let's kick this level's ass. How can a level have an ass? Okay. Here we go. Alright, so one trick here is to slow down. Take your thumb off the gas, because you might swerve right into that fence that's shaped like that for some reason. So, yeah, it assumes... Look, they caught right up to me. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Isn't it hard? Wouldn't you say this game is... I don't know what to put there. Alright, yep, that messes me up. Just the fact that those walls are not solid. Their hitboxes are very, very inconsistent. I'm also not playing on Super Arcade mode. I turned that off for this part. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my god. And thus, certain aspects of the game are super duper hard. Particularly collecting all the boxes to get the box gem. They hide them in various places now, which you have to like really be paying attention, or you have to think of the most unlikely place where it could be. The first level, literally, I went back 3 times because I was missing one box each and every time I played it. And it turned out the box was behind a wall that I jumped over. Usually in a Crash game, a box wouldn't be there. But it was back there. And like a sucker, I passed it 3 times. And it was like that with the other levels, too. And it just gets worse as it progresses. In some boxes, you have to perform some ridiculous stunts and precise platforming in order to get. Combine that with the level design being very, very challenging, and you've got a game that can be a little frustrating at times. I wouldn't say... So, when I was trying to make the Super Mario Bros. 2 Lost Levels comparison, there was a re-release of Lost Levels for the Game Boy Color, I believe, and the Lost Levels retitle was Super Mario Bros. For Super Players, and I think that title applies to Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. It's Crash Bandicoot for crazy good players. So it expects you to be well-versed in Crash gameplay. Oh, wow. Talk about inconsistent hitboxes there. Whoa! Oh, yeah, not to mention the sides there with the rocks. They kind of slow you down. Alright, come on, come on, come on. I always turn off 3D collisions, because if I had 3D collisions on, I would have been flipping over like a flip-flop in a tornado. Okay, second place, not bad. I like how the car looks like an arachnid of sorts. Okay, 25 minutes of torture. Alright, next part. Thanks for watching. This is Kyle O, signing off.